when we cry out as a community, we still don't get answers.
Like, I don't understand how you feel due to an injustice that you've been part of.
Anything happens.
We only woke up that morning and said we're going to start a right today.
Every action, like, there's a reaction.
I reckon there should be more things to try and build respect within the community.
To show how vulnerable and how thin the lines can be between peace and chaos.
On Saturday, the 6th of August 2011, I sat in my grandmother's living room watching as 2 police cars and a double-decker bus were set ablaze, literally just round the corner, and the riots had only just begun. Yes, I would be cast as a youth, and yes, I am from Tottenham, but no, I'm not a yob, I'm not part of a gang, I didn't loot your local Asda, and I certainly don't plan on shanking anyone anytime soon. Are these stereotypes of people in London ever going to change? Children as young as 10 years old and adults as old as 40 committed arson, theft and vandalised Tottenham High Road, instantaneously becoming trendsetters as opportunists all over the UK started to do exactly the same. We've heard the opinions of Prime Minister David Cameron and Tottenham MP David Lammy and a long list of other representatives. But wouldn't you like to know what the people of Tottenham are thinking? What do they have to say? How has this affected their daily lives? I'm about to find out.
The landscape no longer looks as pleasing as it did. Not only were buildings burnt out, but some were so badly destroyed that there's only a space where the building used to be.
I think it's affected the whole of Britain in terms of how they perceive young black people, especially because those were the ones that were portrayed on television as being the main protagonists in the situation.
Just the way people view the community. People then start looking down on an area, and when people do start looking down on an area, the people who live there, and there are plenty of people who live in this area that have nothing to do with violence. They are sensible, very educated people, and they are ambitious people.
During these riots, 2,584 businesses were attacked. Shopkeepers, in the middle of all this chaos, were definitely the biggest victims.
We are losing the business and it's less crowds, and we lost our post office and the big stores. All over London they make the groups. It's a loss of, teenagers all over. They're making the groups and that they choose that night because they think they're not going to blame of them, they're going to blame of the funeral.
The influence of Pastor Nimza Bunch knows no bounds. He is the CEO of Peace Alliance, a national crime reduction charity. He's a regular visitor at 10 Downing Street and City Hall and other places of power to talk about young people, youth crime and community safety issues. He's worked with the National Crack Advisory Board, Executive Board of Crime Reduction and London Crime Stoppers. I was lucky enough to get an interview with him.
Something called crime and there's another thing called the fear of crime. And often in any community, the fear of crime is always higher than the crime itself. So perception is more than reality. People will feel that it's not a safe place, but it doesn't necessarily make it so. It's still a great community. Diverse people, people who love the area and who love working in the area. Are we dealing with issues around social deprivation that allow people to think that as a result of what I'm going through, I have a right to kick off? Are we dealing with issues of educational achievement, dealing with issues around parental responsibilities and the failure of parents in their homes? Have young people been given the same life chances in certain communities as others? There are a whole range of things that we want to, or we have to unpick if we want to actually get to the bottom of it.
Former Spurs and England football star joined forces with David Lammy, Tottenham MP, Alan Strickland and Haringey Council to launch a feel-good campaign boosting civic pride in North London. The I Love Tottenham campaign brings together key sections of the community to celebrate all that is great about the area, demonstrating unity in the aftermath of these riots. Young people do take a lot of the blame for these riots. Who do we blame? Their mentors teachers, parents.
Upsetting the fact that the reason why the riots were so big is the fact that not only was it something that probably our community hasn't witnessed before, but it happened in so many different places around the same time. So it became widespread news purely because everybody was doing it. But if you're from an area like Tottenham, such as Hackney or other places where we've had the same type of struggle, you go through problems which potentially could be front page news every single day, but it never gets any attention.
Like, first of all, schools need to address what they actually, the information they give to young people and what work they can do from that information.
There is a lot of unemployment, there is a lack of education, so the people that want to be employed are not educated enough to do probably the jobs they want to do to earn lots of money. But it starts with us as people, you know, we have to take personal responsibility for ourselves.
Council tax, rent, electricity, this, that, all them type of frustrations you have in one area, things just keep escalating, like price of everything goes up, your wages don't, you just get frustrated, and then on top of that, the police don't make anything easier for you within the community.
Feel that the police let the community down. I've heard that consistently. Some other people feel that the police are very vital to our society. The feelings of people are important, but now we've got to come to that point where we look at community-based policing by consent, and that the community feels more protected, so that nothing like this ever happens again.
I think the police have let themselves down, and I think that this has been happening for a number of years.
We don't want police to be violent. We don't want police to manhandle people, as it were. But on the other hand, in a situation like this, they did not want to put themselves in a situation where they could be accused of being heavy-handed.
The police got a long way to go in terms of building a bridge within the community.
I actually think it's about the police and the message they send out. They don't send out the right message, so it's probably ain't going to be the last riot you see.
To get young people engaged in something, to let them see that there can be a future, we need to start seeing family. You know, I think we need to start seeing that before we can advance.
Have a better relationship between young people and police. Ultimately, you know, we have kids who are doing great things in school, and we just need to start celebrating what we got rather than start putting